The 10th anniversary was meant to be a milestone, a decade of loyalty, of choosing each other through storms and sunshine. I had spent weeks agonizing over the perfect gift for Amelia. After scrolling through countless options, second-guessing myself at every turn, I finally settled on a vintage Cartier watch. Classic Roman numerals, a sapphire crown glinting like a midnight star, gold softened by time. It felt timeless, meaningful, worth every painful swipe of my card. I imagined her smile, the way her eyes might light up. I thought it would remind her of us. Instead, she opened the velvet box with a dramatic exhale, as if the effort of unwrapping it had already exhausted her. She barely grazed the watch before she let it fall onto the coffee table beside her half-empty glass of Pinot. "Seriously, David, another watch?" she scoffed, her voice dripping with a boredom that cut deeper than outright anger. "It's a Cartier," I muttered, already feeling something inside me twist. "A vintage one," she repeated with a lazy shrug, as if vintage were synonymous with trash.
"Wow, sorry.
Didn't realize we were doing predictable gifts again." She tossed her hair, checked her phone, the gleam of impatience in her eyes unmistakable. "Anyway, I have to run. I'm late." And just like that, she was gone, leaving me alone, the watch abandoned as though it were a souvenir from a stranger. That was when I saw the card. It had slipped halfway under the box. I opened it, my own handwriting staring back at me like a warning. "May this watch not only mark the time we've shared, but also count down the time you have left to enjoy your secret life with Bennett before everything crashes down." My hands shook. The words felt heavier now, more real. I had written them after discovering the hidden phone, the messages, the photos, all the filth she had woven behind my back. I had rehearsed my calm, swallowed my rage, and crafted the perfect strike. The watch wasn't a gift. It was the fuse. I knew exactly where she had rushed off to. Him, Bennett. A sleazy real estate agent with hair slicked back like a parody of Charm and a grin that belonged on a billboard, not a human face. I had followed them once before on a rainy Tuesday. They sat in a dim wine bar, hands tangled together, laughing like they were the main characters in some twisted romance, while I watched from across the street, soaked and invisible. Tonight, I followed again. By the time I stepped into the bar, Amelia was feeding him a grape. A grape. Like a scene ripped from a bad soap opera. Her eyes widened when she spotted me, the grape slipping from her lips. Bennett, ever the idiot, smirked. "Well, look what the cat dragged in," he sneered. I didn't react. Instead, I pulled a thick envelope from my coat and set it on the table. "This is for you," I said quietly. His smirk faltered, then died. Inside were photos, screenshots, emails, everything. His face drained of color, turning the shade of week-old porridge. I turned to Amelia. "Remember the watch?" She blinked, confused. "Did you look at the back?" I asked. "It's engraved." Her confidence cracked like thin ice. She darted a glance toward her purse but didn't move. "It says," I continued, "may the weight of your deceit be as heavy as the gold on your wrist. Enjoy your final hours of blissful ignorance." She lunged for her phone, but I grabbed it first and held it out of reach. "Too late," I said. "Your boss has the proof. Bennett's wife has it too. And your parents." Her face collapsed. The arrogance, the condescension gone. Now she was just frightened, exposed. Bennett muttered some excuse and ran. He didn't even try to help her. The days that followed felt like hours and years all at once. Lawyers. Division of property. Voices drained of emotion. It all felt mechanical. Amelia lost her job almost immediately. Her parents cut her off. The polished version of herself she had clung to shattered practically overnight. As for Bennett, his wife, a gentle woman undeserving of the pain, filed for divorce. His firm dumped him. Everything he thought he controlled slipped right through his fingers. I left soon after. I sold the watch, not for redemption, but for closure. It funded a small apartment in a new city where no one knew my name, where the air didn't taste like betrayal. Healing wasn't instant. Some nights the silence pressed too hard against my ribs. Some mornings I woke with the ghost of her contempt still clinging to me. But slowly the ache loosened. The quiet became something softer, something like peace. I realized I hadn't just survived the betrayal, I had outgrown it. I wasn't broken. I was rebuilding, one deliberate step at a time.